Hi there everybody, you're watching me Boomy and this is my channel, Boomy Reactions. So today guys, I have another Cowboy Kent Rollins video I'm going to be reacting to. He's adorable. I love the foods that he's cooking outdoors. I think it's really, really impressive. I love watching what he's cooking, some real traditional American recipes, and I love his videos. So come and watch this next one with me. So we're going to see Kent making some homemade Pop-Tarts. I've never thought about making Pop-Tarts at home. So I'd say they've only recently, or relatively recently, been introduced to the UK market. I think it's a Kellogg's product, isn't it? The Pop-Tarts, or the ones we have over here are anyway. And yeah, maybe over the last kind of 5 years or so. So I'm pleased to say I have had the pleasure of trying Pop-Tarts and I love them. I bloody love them and they're delicious. Which one is my favorite? I think if I had to pick, it's gonna have to be the brown sugar cinnamon. Is it cinnamon brown sugar? I love cinnamon, so that one is my favorite. I am quite partial to the chocolate fudge sundae flavor. We even have a few knockoff brands over here now. So they're doing well over here. And yes, we love them. So I've never thought about making them at home though. So thinking about it, they must be relatively straightforward, surely. But I know, the thought has never entered my mind, although they are becoming a little bit expensive over here. Maybe it's because they're imported. I don't know. But let's see what Kent does with his homemade Pop-Tarts. And as ever, guys, if you're enjoying these reactions, please like and subscribe to the channel. And thank you as always. So let's watch.
Here at the store doing a little market research.
See this in the supermarket. Oh, I've got to stop it there. Right, how many flavors have you got? Let's go back a little bit there.
Here at the store doing a little market research.
How many flavors have you guys got? Oh my gosh. Oh no, I can't make them out. I think they're too far away. So I think we've got cookies and cream on the end here. Cookies and cream. I would very much like to try that one. I don't think we have that one over here. Is that a s'mores flavour? Oh yes. Blueberry. I like blueberry, but I like chocolate from my Pop-Tarts. Or a cinnamon. Cinnamon is my favourite. I think the fruit filling might get quite sickly after a while, but obviously they are a favourite for many, many people. And the chocolate ones, yes, okay. So more flavours than I think we have access to over here, but they look delicious. Anyway, sorry, Kent. So he's in a supermarket.
Pop-Tarts. Chocolate fudge. Oh, Oreo.
Oreo.
Raspberry, strawberry, blueberry.
Oh, wow. That actually went all
y'all
the
are
way
family and we really love you because the things that I have to do to try out all of these to figure out which flavor I'm going to make for y'all in a video, I might gain 60 pounds.
Which one is he gone for? Is that cherry? Or raspberry?
I had no idea that there were so many flavors of Pop-Tarts. I mean, I've never seen so much in my life. You get to looking around at all of them, but I'm thinking, no, I'm just going to stick with my two childhood favorites that have lasted with me. Still today, I love a Pop-Tart, and that is brown sugar and cinnamon and cherry.
Yes!
I'm going to remake this Pop-Tart with that really good homemade baked crust that I want on it with a nice filling, and you're not going to spend all day in the kitchen making it. Whew, this is...
Can't get full on fancy. Kent is making the cinnamon one. Yes! It must be a popular one. Guys, what's your favourite flavour of Pop-Tart? Let me know in the comments, because I imagine cinnamon must be quite a few people's favourite because delicious.
It's a really big day because not only do I love a Pop-Tart, but Meiji love a Pop-Tart too, and he got a haircut today, so he's looking awful sharp. But folks, this is really simple. It is. We're going to start with 2 cups of flour, and you need to make sure that it is pretty precise measurement.
We're
going to rake that off there.
You usually don't do precise.
I know, but baking needs to be precise.
Yes, it
and
does,
I told you a lie, it's 3 cups of flour, 3 teaspoons of sugar. What else we got? A teaspoon of salt. Somebody asked me the other day, said, Are your hand measurements pretty precise? Me and Shan did a little deal one time where I'd pour it out there, she'd measure. We was pretty close. Take your whisk.
Ooh, there we go.
Now, if you're doing this in the house and you've got one of them fancy mixers that's got a dough hook on it, it makes this process a whole lot easier.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know this is going to be good when what? It calls for 2 sticks of butter. This is my kind of deal. Them have been in the freezer chilling. So we just gonna get them down here and grate them in there, because that way it makes it really a whole lot easier to incorporate this butter into that flour.
I've
So
never
bear
done
with
this.
me a minute. We'll try not to get no knuckle fingers in there, and
No,
keep the
don't.
hide out of it. So on a ranch one time up in Kansas, they had a really young crew. One of them kids about 14. He didn't know the etiquette of being around a wagon. He didn't know you're supposed to not ask the cook what you were having for breakfast. Come in there and he said, you know, I'd really like for you to fix me a Pop-Tart. Old man told him, you don't never ask the cook what he's cooking. He got up in line. He didn't like eggs, didn't like gravy, didn't like biscuits. So I had to go to town late that evening. So I picked up a box of Pop-Tarts.
Oh,
The next morning, I put them Pop-Tarts in a Dutch oven. Them old timers come up there and I said, let's bless it and let's eat. They opened the lid on that Dutch oven and seen them Pop-Tarts. A lot of them old fellers didn't know what they was. They actually thought that I'd made them. That kid smiled big as Fort Worth, he did. He said, you have cooked my favorite meal. I said, son, I didn't cook them and we're probably not gonna be having them but today, so you better enjoy.
you know what? That just sums up why Kent Rollins is amazing. Oh my gosh. So he went to the supermarket just for that little boy to get some Pop-Tarts. He's a cutie, isn't he? Oh. Right. Okay. I've never grated frozen butter before. I imagine it makes the rubbing the butter into the flour a little bit more straightforward because you've got little bits of butter then. Oh gosh, when he mentioned about not catching knuckles on the grater, I did that the other day. I caught my thumb. It's healed now. It's okay. It was only a tiny little nick, but oh my gosh, it's enough to get all sorts in it. Lemon juice, salt, it stings. And I'm a big wimp as well.
The key to this too is cold butter. Now, you can keep it really refrigerated, but I like to chill it, like I say, in that freezer, let it set up good, because that's really what's gonna make a great pastry dough. To me, it's sort of like a puff pastry when you get it made, but not near the work. So let me get this butter incorporated in there. You want it sort of like a cracker crumb consistency. So bear with me.
I suppose that pastry is like somewhere in between a short crust and a puff, isn't it? It's not quite a puff, but a little bit, and not quite short, but it's shorter than shorter than a puff pastry. I know what I mean.
Well, time for the ice water it is. I got 1/3 of a cup here. We're gonna fill it up once. I don't want you to just pour it right in the middle. I just want you to sort of pour it around the outside edges. Now, when we first put that little dab of water in there, I want you to go ahead and mix it up just a tad, because we're looking for really a shaggy dough on this the way we get started. And I could
rough
give you
puff.
the exact measurements for how much water it is, but folks, it's gonna vary from where you live to where I'm at. Everything gets different in the world. You'll see the consistency that we're after here in a minute. So this is gonna equal 2/3 of a cup. You can see how things have begun to clump together a little and make a little dough ball there, but I'm pretty sure we need to add a little more water, because we can always add some flour to it. So we're gonna go about half of that 1/3 cup, put it in there. Now comes a really good time for you to flour your hands. Don't do this in the kitchen floor. Shen gets so mad when I do it in the kitchen floor. Take your hands, just like when an eagle, you see him flying down on, he gonna swoop down in that water and catch that trout. Get your eagle claws ready. And just keep balling that dough up, bringing it together. And you can see it's pretty sticky.
It's a
We're
rough
just gonna
puff
keep
pastry,
working
yeah?
it here a minute till we get that flour incorporated, and things will be good.
Oh, his haircut. He looks smart.
Okay, folks, this is my arch nemesis right here. How many of you out there barn
Cling
built,
film.
worked on a windmill? Every time you get ready to do that, what happened? Wind blow 30, 40 mile an hour. Look around, Shan. Shh. The breeze is not blowing yet. Saran wrap has dealt me misery for so many years. Put it down.
Do you know what's hilarious? I knew he was going to say this before he even said it. Over in the UK, we refer to, is it saran wrap that you call it? In America, we call it cling film. It clings to everything, hence the name. And yes, I can understand why this would be Kent Rollins' arch nemesis, because it's a pain in the backside, isn't it? It goes in every direction you don't want it to go. Even when it's not windy, if you're traveling any kind of distance that's just beyond trying to cling anything in front of you, if you move a few feet in the kitchen, it starts floating all over the place, and then it's sticking to itself, and it's a pain. That's what it is.
Down on your board, if you have to, tuck them edges under there. Now, we're going to put this dough down here. We're not going to roll it out yet, but I want to try to get it in more of a square shape. Just mash this just a tad. We're going to cover it up here with this good plastic wrap. And folks, I need you to chill this for at least 30 minutes, but I prefer an hour. But if you get busy, you can chill this plumb overnight and you'll be ready to go. So I'm going to put it in the ice box and I'll meet y'all back. This has been chilling about an hour, so we're going to unwrap it. And I'm going to tell you this. If you're working in the house or you're doing this and it's pretty warm outside, go ahead, take your knife, cut it right in half. Because we're just going to work half of this at a time. Lay this half out there. I'm going to put this half back over here in the Yeti so it can stay chilled till we get ready for it. Pardon me, Lulu.
Oh. Why do they call, so that dog is Sadie, isn't she? Why do they call her Lulu? Is that her full name? Is she Sadie Lulu?
So we're gonna get us some flour on the board. We're gonna roll this out to 1/8 of an inch thick. Now, when you're rolling, I like to roll one way, and then I like to turn it over and roll the other way. There it is, 1/8 of an inch. That is 14 gnat bristle whiskers, if you've ever measured them, that makes 1/8 of an inch. So, we have got it in pretty good shape. I'm just gonna square these edges up. And speaking of Pop-Tarts, look who just showed back up into camp. It is the Schnauzer. And he does love a Pop-Tart. Oh. This is the perfect size box to make this as a guide, Duger. We're gonna lay it right on this edge, cut it out, and we're gonna put it right here, Duger, for the time being. Come on across there. If you're making these at home and you don't want to use a box, do a 3x5.
The box is quite handy. Unless you didn't have any Pop-Tarts. Cherry Pop-Tart. That'd be quite nice.
Now, if you're making this, half of that dough is what we use, so the whole thing is going to make about 8 Pop-Tarts. So, what do we got here? Cherry preserves. We're just talking like about a tablespoon. We're just going to rake her in there, and then we're going to take this knife.
Because that's going to
Now, when you're doing this, you can spread it out however you want, but keep it about, I'd say, at least 1/4 to 1/2 inch away from the sides and the end. And then we're just going to take this other half. Make sure all your sides match, okay? Put them right here on top of this one. Take your fork. We want to crimp it really good, so mash it hard. We don't want any of our filling to run out. You can use any filling you want. Preserves, cherry, apple, strawberry, peach, whatever you want to put in them.
Anything.
So now it is time for the brown sugar cinnamon, which is a popular, they say, at the Pop-Tart factory. So what I did was take 4 tablespoons of butter get it melted in there on low heat. Then I added brown sugar. Then I added a little bit of flour. Then I added some cinnamon. Stir that up over low heat till it sort of begins to, I don't want it to be a caramel. I want it to be more like it'll nearly stay on the spoon, about like that. Now, if you get it too thick and you need to thin it, just add you a little bit of cream or a little bit of water and you'll be in fine shape. Put about a tablespoon of this right here. Give it a little spread. If you had you some chopped pecans and put in there, it'd be just fine too.
Oh, how naughty. Yes. Chopped pecans would be delicious in them. Great idea.
When you put them together like that, got the filling in there, take you a fork and prick you some holes in each one of them, which lets the steam escape out of there so your dough don't break apart as it is baking and rising a little. So I'm gonna cut me some parchment paper the same size as that Dutch oven. I'm gonna egg wash these here, lay them in there in that parchment paper. I'm gonna cook them on the fire because it is Pop-Tart time.
Pop-Tart time. I love watching how
Well, if you're
cooks
cooking
like this.
these in the house, remember you've preheated that oven to 375 degrees. It's going to take you about 20 minutes. Just watch it there till they get golden brown. But right there at the end, all you got to do is mix up a really simple icing, which is just a little powdered sugar, a little heavy cream, a little almond extract. Really goes good with that cherry. But if you want to leave it out of there and use vanilla, that is fine too. Just brush it on there right there at the last. Let it just cook about 5 minutes more. That icing will set up. Take them out, put them on a wire rack, let them cool. We're gonna eat them. Now, when we're placing these on the Dutch oven to cook them, there's pretty heavy coals around the outside, and I'd say sort of light on top, because we really want that bottom to brown, and this is really a good beginner dish, because when you get these made, you can take the lid off of them, get you a fork, flip that edge up to where you can see under there. That way you'll know, is it just right, a little more browning, or did you go too low?
The almond would go very, very nice in the icing on the cherry Pop-Tart, wouldn't it? Oh, that's a good idea. So what icing would he use for the cinnamon Pop-Tart? Just icing with cinnamon in it. It's unusual that he said that he'd put cream in the icing sugar. I would never thought to do that. Is there a reason? Is there a reason, guys? Let me know in the comments. Oh, don't they look amazing?
Now, if you're cooking these in a Dutch oven, I ended up checking that bottom and took it off the bottom heat because they were as brown as I was wanting them to be. Put a little icing. Make sure you get them things out there and let them set on a wire rack until they're cooled, because that stuff will stick to the roof of your mouth better than polygrip stick to dentures. You won't never get it off. These have been cooling a little. I think first I'm going to go with the cherry. You see all that good looking filling in there? Can you hear that crunch?
Can hear
That is the star of the show, and that is the crust. Make you want to break down, do the Pop-Tart shuffle.
The Pop-Tart shuffle.
That's so good. Brown sugar and cinnamon.
That looks gooey.
Yeah, and that's what you like, ain't it, Lulu?
Oh.
I'm just going to tell the Pop-Tart people up there, wherever they're from, at Kellogg's or whoever it is, you better go with this recipe and this recipe. You'll sell out quicker.
Do you have a favorite?
I think if I was having breakfast, I would go with the cherry.
Really?
If I was having lunch and this was dessert after it's set out there just a minute, I would go with this. You can't go wrong, and remember, you can put any kind of filling you want in these. Had some really good help today, didn't I, Mage? And everybody loves pie dough. Mage has been out here helping the longest, so he gonna get the first bite. Duggar, can you stand up for it? He said, no, it's not cheese. Lou, I can't even see where you're at. Good girl. Everybody got a bite. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I do, because this is really one of my favorite things to eat if I'm going down the road or anywhere else. But hey, you see me checking that with that lid lifter? If you're doing some Dutch oven cooking, be sure you get one of these, because this thing holds the lid so well, you're not going to drop it, you're not going to lose none of them coals. You can look on our website, they are sure there. But it is with great pride and honor and privilege that I tip my hat to all the servicemen and women and all the veterans that have kept that old flag of flying over camp. We commend you all. Rest of you get up in here pretty close now. Come on.
Do the hug.
Tell you what I'm going to
Hug.
do. I'm going to let you sniff of this Pop-Tart as I run it by you and give you a hug.
We still haven't got
God bless you,
smell-o-vision.
each and every one, and I'll see you down the Pop-Tart trail.
Oh, wow.
Folks, look here. Banana bread Pop-Tarts?
No.
Chocolate chip? I mean, I didn't even know they made this kind of Pop-Tarts.
Strawberry milkshake?
Yeah.
Apple Jacks? Like,
I mean, when I was little, you had two kinds, the brown sugar cinnamon and cherry. That was it. So Pop-Tarts is stepping up their game.
Now, I have always seen the chocolate Pop-Tart. That's always been so. We don't have a great selection of them in the UK. I mean, maybe some places do, but where I am, not a great selection. But we do have, I say s'mores, just the regular chocolate flavour, strawberry, and the cinnamon, which is undeniably the best. Right. Oh, do you know, I love, it's not a Kent Rollins video, is it, without his happy food dance at the end. So we have the Pop-Tart shuffle today. And as someone who was born with 2 left feet, I can't dance. So I love seeing Kent dance. Okay, so these are quite straightforward. I think the most complicated part of this is probably just getting the pastry all done and dusted and made. But once you've got the pastry, it's quite, you know, it's quite smooth sailing. So this is a relatively straightforward recipe. I've got to try this. So that looks what I would call a rough puff pastry. It's kind of like, it's not a true puff pastry. You're never going to get that rise. I think you haven't got like the lamination in it or anything like that. But it looks like a rough puff. Is that what you guys would call it as well? Anyway, yes, let me know what's your favourite flavours of Pop-Tarts. Mine would 100% be the cinnamon. Love it, love it, love it. Or maybe the s'mores is a close second because marshmallowy chocolate goodness. So I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did, everybody, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.